Yeah, what is good, guys? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend, fantastic trading week last week. I'm throwing a party tonight. You know, the theme's gonna be dress up as whatever your name starts with, so I'm gonna be a jogger. You know, I was kind of thinking of like jester, joker, janitor, but you know, those all kind of required costumes, so kind of had to do what I had to do, jogger. But anyways, getting off topic there. We got a very interesting week coming up. A lot of money is gonna be made. If you do not make a lot of money last week, which you definitely should have, you're going to get another chance this week. So make sure to watch this whole video through. I promise you it's going to be some good stuff, and we're just going to get right into it. So make sure to show the video some love, give it a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So to start off, Bitcoin. Um, give me a second. Bitcoin. So you know, in my last week's video, I said it's probably going to get over 20,000, especially in this wedge. Still hasn't broken out yet, which is kind of interesting here. Really, again, there's not too much to say. Maybe found resistance right here, actually. Yeah, that looks like the best way to draw it. But we kind of bumped into the 20,000s a little bit. We still haven't broken out yet, so kind of interesting. I'm not sure what I want to do. We're probably just going to have to wait. Also, this trend line right here, actually. Maybe it's bouncing off of that. So we'll have to see what Bitcoin does. I'm not really interested in trading it right now. I'm not sure what I want to do, but falling wedge, bullish reversal pattern, that's something I would be watching. Oil. I said this is going to go, I said don't miss out on this. I said there's a lot of upside. And what has it done so far? It has only gone up. It went up for pretty much almost a week straight. So if you listened to last week's video, you could have made a lot of money on this thing. Yeah, a lot of people in the Discord making a lot of money. We're also doing a lifetime deal. We don't put it up too often, so that's going to be linked down in the description. I promise you're not going to want to miss out on that. We're taking it down tomorrow, so don't miss out on it. I promise you won't regret it. So oil, you know, we might get a cool off here, but just had this up, so we're going to zoom in a little. Because oil, I do think there is plenty more upside, but this thing does need to cool off. So, as you can see here, wave 1, 2, I think this is the third wave. We stopped right at the 3.618 extension. So, it looks like it's pulling back here. It's definitely overextended. But, oil, keep an eye on it. I think this could get over 100 again. So, US dollar. This thing's been going crazy. But hit that top trend line, I think I had in last week's video. That trend line here, we rejected off of that. There was no way it was going to just blow through it. It doesn't work like that. So you cannot go this high up into resistance and then break that resistance, especially when it's going up at this high of a rate. So it needed to cool off. I'm not sure if it's gonna break up through it. We're gonna see how it does this week, but don't be surprised if it does break through it. And if it gets past, yeah, this thing could really go here. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it does throughout the week. We're gonna be talking about it a lot in the Discord. Again, join the Discord. I promise you, you have nothing to lose from joining that Discord. So Apple, I forgot to mention this in last week's video, but right here is a really important area as support and just kind of a slight demand zone where you're going to find buyers, and that's what was happening here, and we're going to find sellers once you get underneath this. You know, you come down here and test this, it's going to be a pretty heavy supply zone, so it's just the region to watch. 140ish to 136.50, I guess, just that area. Put it on your charts. I promise you this is going to be very relevant, and it already is right now. So Tesla, last week's video I said this thing's going to die soon. And it died. I think they had bad numbers, something like that. I kind of missed. I wasn't really updated on Tesla, but it really had some significant breaks at these lines here. And these are the lines we've been watching for quite a few weeks, and it finally broke this region here. Really big support. This was kind of a demand zone. So the volume profile on Tesla is kind of tricky because it's going in from a high volume node into another high volume node. So you could find buyers throughout this entire region here, but it's kind of tricky to say what I want to do, but I do think there's a lot more downside, especially if it gets down to around 200. There's a big volume gap. So if it gets under 200, um, you could be looking at 140 on Tesla. So this thing really could get annihilated here. I believe I had this price split in one of my videos. I said, um, whatever this price was, now 140. There's a gap there that I've been looking to see get filled, and got pretty strong demand on there. So I would be a buyer down here, long term. So, not too much to say about biotech. I do just want to get on to SPY because that's going to get the general outlook of the market. So this video should be shorter, and I do have to get that party. It's in like 30 minutes, so pretty excited about that. It's going to be fun. I might post stuff on my Twitter, so that'll be in the description. Make sure to follow me on there. So you can see how these parties are. They're pretty fun. So expanding wedge here channel. Kind of hard to say, but I would call this. I would definitely call this a channel at least. You know, might want to hit that bottom line again. So there's a lot of downside to and what you would play that with if you're interested in it. LabD, these are the ETFs to trade this. So LabD is the bear ETF. So when XBI goes down, LabD goes up. So we've been making a lot of money on that and LabU, especially up during this run up here. We shorted it down. Trust me, join the Discord. There's so much to learn in there. I promise you. Join the Discord and see for yourself. So, SOXS, not too much to say. Came back into the channel. It got down underneath it. Got back up into it. So, I'm not touching this. I don't want to chase the upside, even though there probably is a lot more upside on this. I'm just waiting to get long on SOXL. So, this, I'm just waiting. You know, we've been watching this demand zone here. It could have some downside to go into the sixes. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. That's like, I think 30%. Let me just confirm that. 30%. So quite the downside after all this downside already. So I'm just waiting. It does not hurt to wait. I promise you, in this kind of environment, just be patient. You don't want to lose all your money. The bottoms, there are going to be bottoms in this market. So it's keep your eye on those long-term plays that you want and just be patient. It'll pay off, I promise. So, the VIX, very interesting here. You had this tiny gap here. It didn't get all the way down there. Rather, it held this kind of this trend line support, which is kind of hard to see. You know, you have this region that kind of throws it off a little, but I lined it up with the bottom and then this touch point, and I'm going to told that, so that seems to be a relevant trend line. As well as it was kind of gapping around it, some reactions around here, so you got to bounce off of that. And right here is a really big area. If you get out of this region, the VIX is going to go haywire, and the fear in the market is it's gonna get very crazy. Probably starting next week. Next week is gonna be quite the week. I would not want to be long next week. I would not recommend that. And if you really want to go long, go in light. Do not try to catch a falling knife. That is the worst thing you could do in this environment, because once you break, I'll explain when we get there. So the VIX, you know, this thing could be broken out soon, and I mean a serious breakout. So, I really have no price targets on the VIX, but if it breaks this region, the mid 30s, it really could go flying. So I'm not really too sure what to say about this. You got some resistances around here, but I do think this thing's gonna break and go parabolic. So that's it for VIX. We're gonna go on to GLD. This play, I'm not too sure what to think about this right now, because there's such a lot of conflicting issues with the US dollar. When the US dollar is going up, it's sending this down. You know, kind of the rotation of kind of like the rotation of money, and the DXY is holding gold. So while DXY is going down, gold cannot break out. So it's kind of a conflicting topic here, because this is a very clean wedge, 5 waves down. If you're in the Discord and you caught that bottom, I was like, this is my top priority. I put it in last week's video, and I usually don't really give out singular plays, and when I do, I'm pretty confident about them. And this one up over 100% on those contracts. So it's rejecting at this 0.236 Fibonacci retracement. So normally these retrace up to the 0.382, but as we saw on, if you're in the Discord, as we saw on Friday, SPY rejected at the 0.236 on that end of day wedge, which you'll see in a little bit. I'm gonna probably talk about it a little bit, but not for too long. But very interesting. I'm not sure what I want to do. At this point, I would just watch. It's holding that trend line somewhat to a certain degree, but went back under it. I'm not too sure what to think. So at this point, I'm not really trying to make anything on this. Just watching it. This move right here was pretty guaranteed. So that was a nice move. If you made money on it, congratulations. So SPY, this should not take too long. There's really not too much to say because there's not really any other scenarios. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong too often. So first thing I'm gonna talk about this Discord message. So this was something I posted on September 23rd. On September 23rd, we were right. Where's the 23rd? Right here. Is this the 23rd? Yeah, 23rd. So you can see this was before the drop and that bounce. And on the 23rd, I was saying this is what it's gonna look like. Get you bounced up to the high 370s and your new low, and that was the title. And obviously the thumbnail, I said the squeeze before new lows. That's what we got. You got your little squeeze here, and that was really intense. It wasn't a massive melt up like this was, because there was not forced buying from the CTAs, which I'm not going to talk about in this video. But this is what was fueling it. Market makers had to hedge on the upside, and it was just this continuous domino effect that lasted for quite a while. So that did not happen. We did not hit the levels to trigger that forced buying, but that was quite the squeeze. Retail, they like to short at the bottoms. It kills me. It gets under my skin like crazy that they short at the bottoms and they're buying at the top. It absolutely kills me. But once again, retail was buying the bottom, so it was shorting the bottoms, and that's what happened. They got squeezed, and they're probably trying to go long here, already losing money on the downside. So right now, what's happening? What do you want to be watching? Well, I think I'm going to explain kind of what we were doing. I kind of want to move into this thought process so it'll make sense. So if you're in the Discord, we were watching these divergences where the price was going down, but the RSI was going up, the MACD was going up, the price was going down. And actually the big thing, this was something that this entire year has not failed. Kind of my little secret, but I'm going to give it to you guys so you can use it to your advantage. When this 30-minute MACD gets up to 3.3 to 3.4, it does not go any higher. And this is where I was like, okay, I'm, what was it? We were at, we were up here, and I was like, this thing will not keep going. I shorted, if you're in the Discord, we were all shorting right here on whatever this day was. Give me a second. I shorted at 377, and I closed the next day. Right around here, I closed a little early. I had to go to my classes, so I didn't want to worry about holding my positions because there was still a small chance that we could have done something like this, the ABC. And if you're in the Discord, you know what I'm talking about. So we could have gone all the way up into the 380s, but we did not because we never had a pullback. I'm not sure what that's a phantom bar, and that actually got hit. Those really do not fail very often, but the point is, you did not. Here, let me take this off so it looks cleaner. So, I mean, look at that was a crazy move. I said we would probably gap up, so I don't think we were shorting here, but we did short right here, and then I got stuck here because I had to go to my classes. School is a really kind of an issue for me when I'm trading, so that does become a problem during those intraday sessions, but it really helps that I like to swing my positions because I hold through the volatility because I know what the bigger move is going to be. So it was either an ABC down or you started the new low. So in every scenario we were going to go down. That's why I was so confident shorting it, and I took a very heavy short position. Discord shorted overnight, they made some good money on that day. So I'm looking for a bounce on Monday so I can add to my short position because I do think new lows are coming. And join the Discord, if these scenarios change, that's where I'm going to be talking. Make your money in there. I promise you, you will not regret it. So make sure to check the link down in the description so you can take advantage of this. Kind of get on your path to that financial freedom. So the trend line break. This trend line was pretty relevant here. I was watching this that whole last week, and that really had some relevance that entire week. Gapped above it, bounced off of it, gapped below it. So, this trend line, probably not going to need to watch it anymore, but we're going to leave it up until we really get down here, and the fear starts kicking in. So now we're going to move out to the macro here. I kind of want to clean this up a little. So again, I want to stress this is how it's been playing out. This is how we expect it to play out. You get your bounce, your fourth wave, and you get to your new lows. And the way you measure that next target would be down that fib here. So 343, this has to do, that'll line up with the volume, the demand zones, which I think, yeah, it's time. I'll just bring it up here. So this is something we were looking at last week, this volume gap here. So let me draw this out so you can really see it a little better here. So this is where, higher you can see where the volume is concentrated during the trading sessions, and the volume gap is from here to 340. So, last week it was a little scary that we were dipping into it, because we were dipping into it, and this is a huge volume gap here. It kind of ends here, I guess. I would say here, but you dipped into it. There was this trend line that I said, I think we could bounce off of this, and you had your third wave targets. So everything was lining up for a bounce right here. I went pretty long right there, and that paid off very well. And I went short at 377, so not exactly the top, but I won't complain about that entry. And again, I would love to add to my short position on a bounce, because it's really likely we make those new lows. So the volume gap, this is something you really want to be aware of. Once you enter a volume gap, there's no stopping it from continuing its trend. And an example I will use so you can really understand this concept. This is a volume gap here. And what has happened every time you enter this, I talk about this area all the time. It's probably going to be a while till we go back into this area, but this rectangle here, every time you've gone in it, you go right through it. There's no drifting around inside of it. You go right through it every single time. Look for yourself. You can see for yourself. You go right through it. So when you enter these volume nodes, there's no liquidity. You're entering a very liquid area where there's no volume traded, and essentially you have to go to an area of liquidity to find buyers or sellers. So when you enter this area, don't try to fight the trend. It will not be nice to you. So 340, if you break into this, you could get some reactions at 350, because that's a pretty big psychological number, 350, but the ultimate number is 340, and below that, which I think you could see, is 320. So we've been following this all year. We might break this bottom trend line. I think that's the only way to really do that. It's not just going to be like a slowly down. It's going to be extremely violent and extremely erratic. You'll see the VIX go flying. That fear is going to go haywire. It's going to be crazy. And this is a pretty clean pattern. Rising wedge. I love my wedges. It's the biggest pattern we play in the Discord, at least what I like to play. And we make so much money on this pattern. I really don't know, it's unfortunate if you're missing out on this pattern, because this thing does not fail. And you gotta narrow it down to the sizes of the wedges and kind of the setups going into them. But you know which ones to avoid, because the probability of them getting hit to a certain degree. But you got a wedge or a gap down on futures. Looks like that's filling right now. But I would like to see a bounce if I can add to my short position. And I'm not going to try and catch any bounces on the way down. I'm just going to hold it. I'll hold through the bounces until 340, and then really kind of reassess the situation when we get there. So I don't have anything else to say, I think. Yeah, there's not really many scenarios to play out here. Once you break this low here, it's over. It's game over. Like I said in last week's video, I don't think there's going to be some kind of bear trap here. You come down here and you get some kind of massive bounce. I think it's game over. So let's take a look at the weekly indicators. So yeah, it's going to be rough, man. Weekly MACD crossing down once again. Histogram going red. Yeah, it's still in a trend. Negative DI is above the ADX. ADX still above 20, so it's in a confirmed trend. It's going to be disgusting. Don't fight the trend. Do not fight this trend. So that's all I have for this week's video. I gotta go get ready for this party. Drop some songs in the comment section because I'm not too crazy with the music, following artists and all that. So drop some music, some song names. Help me out a little bit. But other than that, that's all I have for this video. Make sure to show it some love. If you watched the whole thing through, give it a like and subscribe. And join the Discord. That's going to be in the link down below. I promise you, join it. You will not regret it. And that's all I have for this video. So, peace out, guys.